If you hear these words, know this: it is no mere accident. This is a call, piercing the depths of your very soul, echoing in its very core. Your soul has long awaited this moment, this summons. Before we step together beyond the veil of mystery into the most sacred of places, you must make a choice. Your like is not simply an expression of approval. It is a declaration of your true intent, a bold step towards the unknown. Your subscription is not a formality. It is an entry into the ranks of those who not only seek, but are ready to find. Today, we will unveil the legacy intentionally hidden from you for centuries. We will illuminate a path shrouded in mystery and share knowledge capable of rewriting the very fabric of your existence. We will speak of immortality, not the mythical kind vaguely promised by ancient churches or modern cults, but the real, attainable, alchemical process bequeathed to us by Hermes Trismegistus himself. The truth they so stubbornly conceal behind an endless screen of news through the thick fog of daily bustle is simple and perhaps terrifying. You are not merely a fragile body. You are boundless consciousness, imprisoned. This isn't just a theory. It's a conspiracy aimed at your very mind. We inhabit a world woven from expertly crafted illusions, where reality itself is but a dim, distorted reflection in a shattered mirror. Our history is a masterfully constructed falsehood, and the progress we are so often fed is nothing more than an elaborate refinement of the bars of our own personal prison. Our entire existence has essentially become a looped echo, doomed to endlessly repeat pain, fear, and bitter disappointment. We are deliberately fed fear, for fear is the most effective collar, the most reliable way to keep us in submission. Fear of inevitable death, fear of poverty, fear of the loneliness that grips the heart. And as long as this fear lives within us, we remain captives, unable to break free. However, Hermes, whose name has become synonymous with alchemy, has left us the key to liberation. His famed emerald tablet is no mere ornate collection of poetic metaphors. It is, above all else, a practical guide, a step-by-step instruction, 7 stages leading to true transformation. These are 7 foundational principles capable of forever shattering the unseen yet unbreakable chains that bind us. These principles are not dry dogmas, but rather a living, active algorithm. An algorithm that, when applied sequentially, opens the gates to true immortality, though perhaps not in the way you are accustomed to thinking. We speak not of eternal life within a fragile mortal shell, but of the resurrection of your true, imperishable essence. The first and most fundamental principle is mentalism. Its essence lies in the profound truth: all is mind. The universe is mental. This means that all reality perceived by our senses is merely a projection of our shared, collective consciousness. The world unfolding before us is nothing less than a reflection of our own inner states, our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. What we have grown accustomed to considering objective reality is, in truth, our own continuous creation. Embracing and deeply understanding this fundamental principle is the first decisive step toward genuine liberation. If the world itself is merely a product of thought, then changing that thought has the power to transform it beyond recognition. Imagine an ancient, decaying scroll, accidentally discovered among the priceless artifacts of the Library of Alexandria. This manuscript, lost long before the reign of Emperor Augustus, speaks of a mysterious quantum connection between thought and matter. Thought, as we know, is pure energy, and energy, according to the fundamental laws of existence, never truly vanishes. The second key principle is the principle of correspondence. Its essence is captured in the famous saying, "As above, so below, as below, so above. This is a universal law of reflection, stating that all phenomena across the entire vast universe, from the tiniest atom invisible to the eye to the grand galaxies stretching for billions of light years, are governed by unified, unchanging laws. This principle permeates absolutely everything, from recurring fractal patterns manifesting even in the most intricate geopolitical events, as hinted at in the sensational leak from the secret Chimera Protocol, to the subtle harmonic resonance that, according to ancient, now forgotten texts, connects the majestic movements of celestial planets with the innermost cycles of human consciousness. In other words, everything that occurs on a macroscopic level inevitably finds its reflection on the microscopic, and vice versa. By comprehending one facet of this complex interconnectedness, we gain the opportunity to touch upon the understanding of another. This is reminiscent of the words of Kenshin, a hermit monk whose ancient scrolls were discovered in the ashes of a burnt-down monastery on the slopes of Mount Kurama. He spoke of the mirror reflection of the soul in the cosmic dance, of how subtle matters intertwine in the grand design. The third principle is vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The universe is like a boundless ocean of pure energy, constantly oscillating, pulsating with life. Our thoughts, our deepest emotions, even our physical bodies, all are merely different forms of vibration. By changing our own vibration, we are capable of altering the very reality that surrounds us. They strive to make us vibrate on a frequency of fear, on a wave of despair, plunging us into darkness. But we always have a choice. We can consciously choose another frequency, tune into a different wavelength. It's like uncovering the forgotten works of Professor Adamus of Yale University, a great researcher of subquantum wave constructs. He discovered that even what we consider empty space is not truly empty at all, but rather filled with unseen yet palpable vibrations. The fourth principle is polarity. Everything in this world is dualistic. Each aspect possesses its own poles, its own pairs of opposites, light and darkness, good and evil, love and hate. These are merely multifaceted manifestations of a single, indivisible energy. One cannot exist without the other. They only exist in relation to each other. These poles are, in a way, tools we can control. They aim to keep us fixed at one extreme, captive to fear or mired in apathy. True understanding, however, lies in seeing the unity hidden within the most diverse opposites. It brings to mind a forgotten quatrain from the 11th Centuria, verse 93rd, which reads, "Where night folds its canvas, there day begins its path, and in every seed of life, death lies hidden, awaiting its time." And the fifth principle is rhythm. All flows like a river, up and down. All has its ebbs and flows. All develops and then regresses. All is subject to immutable cycles. Life is an eternal, ceaseless dance of tides, of dizzying rises and inevitable falls. To reject this elusive rhythm is to engage in a senseless battle against the very essence of existence. When we learn to understand it, we find harmony with the flow of life itself, not against it. This is what the seer Vanga spoke of, foretelling great turning points, and it is also confirmed by the ancient Mayan calculations, which describe the cycles of creation. Similar patterns were found in a closed report by the Club of Rome, where specialists analyzed fractal patterns in geopolitical events, clearly demonstrating the recurring cycles of rise and inevitable decline of civilizations. The sixth principle states, cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. Nothing occurs by chance. Each of our actions, each of our thoughts, like invisible threads, gives rise to its own inevitable consequence. We ourselves, unconsciously or quite consciously, are the true creators of our own reality. This all-encompassing principle, as the ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras claimed in his, it is said, lost fragments, is closely linked to the symphony of universal laws. In this grand symphony, every action resonates with a corresponding reaction, weaving together the intricate, unique tapestry of our destiny. The seventh principle is Paul. Everything that exists possesses its masculine and its feminine principle. Paul permeates all. This applies not only to physical sex, but also to the two fundamental aspects of energy that drive the entire universe. The masculine principle manifests as active, penetrating, outwardly directed. The feminine, conversely, is seen as passive, receptive, and inwardly focused. It is the harmony between these two forces that holds the key to achieving wholeness. Yet they attempt to divide us, pitting these principles against each other in conflict. But it is crucial to remember, both aspects reside within each of us. True immortality is attained when these principles unite, when the masculine and feminine within us reach that cherished equilibrium. It is akin to what ancient treatises called the alchemical marriage, where the fusion of opposites gives birth to a new, perfected existence. That inexplicable anxiety that grips you at 3 a.m, as if an unseen hand clutches your heart. That strange sense of alienation as you gaze upon the faces of strangers in a crowded street, as if they are visitors from another world. That oppressive feeling that you are living someone else's life, a borrowed existence. This is not mere melancholy or clinical depression. No, this is your soul, your true essence, gasping for air within this imposed construct. It is the desperate yet potent call of your authentic self, striving with all its might to break through the dense husk of illusions so diligently forced upon you. They desire you to believe in your weakness, in your absolute dependence on the system, in your fated doom. But what if all these terrifying monsters, born from wars, economic crises, global pandemics, are merely pale, distorted shadows on a cave wall, deceptive mirages? What if the true tyrant, the one holding you captive, is actually looking at you from your own mirror, reflecting your own image? The prison you are in is not outside. It lies deep within you. And those who pull the strings, who control it all, these invisible puppeteers, feed on the most precious things you possess: your fear, your ignorance, your division. They have erected around your mind a fragile yet deceptively impregnable crown of glass, permeating the metallic veins of their system, draining your life force, your true potential. The universe does not punish humanity, it purges it of poison, the poison of fear, ignorance, and mindless materialism. What appears to us as catastrophe is, in fact, a subtle but decisive cosmic surgical procedure. This is a time for profound rethinking, a time of inevitable transformation. This is the very moment when the old must give way to the new, must depart so that it may be born. And within this grand inversion, this overthrow of illusory power, lies the very key to your liberation. The prophet saw not a single soul, but an entire army of awakened spirits. They saw specifically you. You are not merely a pawn in a complex game of predictions. You are the very embodiment of prophecy. Immortality is not a random gift, but an attainment, a natural return to your original, true state. The great Hermes showed us the path, but each of us must walk it alone, in the depths of our own souls. This is a journey to oneself, where instead of an end, you will discover infinity. Now that the veil has been lifted from your eyes, inaction will become impossible. Every like from you is a bright flash of light that pierces the entire network, a silent yet powerful signal of your readiness to awaken. Your share is a seed cast into the parched earth of sleeping minds, spreading precious knowledge capable of liberating others. Your subscription is a vow, a promise to steadfastly follow this path. If you are ready for more, if you feel the call of your true self, our inner circle will become your operational base. And your support through super thanks is the lifeblood that fuels our shared flame in this relentless battle against the encroaching darkness. Remember, you are far more than you can imagine. You are the creator of your reality. Until our next meeting, remain aware, stay connected, and never stop seeking answers by asking